Good afternoon, students. So last class we completed the resonance topic in 4th unit, that is series resonance, parallel resonance, and difference between those two, and totally some problems. Completely the resonance topic must be completed in last classes. Now we go for the second half of 4th unit, that is magnetic field circuits. So the magnetic field circuits. Now what is meant by magnetic circuit? Generally, in any circuit, the parameters must be varying. That means two circuits are not physically connected to each other, but the parameters must be changing to each other, such that another parameter will be produced in the other circuit. That is nothing but, suppose in one circuit you have to change the current, in another circuit the voltage must be produced. That means two circuits are not connected in physical, but the parameters are varying to each other by varying the supply voltage. That type of circuits are called magnetic circuits. And now what is meant by magnetic field? That means the region at which the magnetic field offers some magnetic flux. So that is nothing but magnetic field. The effect surrounding by the magnetic pole is nothing but magnetic field. And another one is magnetic flux. So magnetic flux is nothing but the flux lines flowing from north pole to south pole around the north pole or south pole. That means the flowing of flux lines from north pole to south pole is represented by the magnetic flux lines. That magnetic flux is measured in terms of Weber. That is nothing but unit of magnetic flux is Weber. And next one is magnetic flux density. So the magnetic flux with unit area, magnetic flux surrounded by the magnetic poles with unit area is called magnetic flux density. That is equal to B is equal to pi by A, where pi is the magnetic flux and A is the area surrounded by the magnetic lines. So that is nothing but pi by A, and the units of pi is Weber and the units of A is meter square. Now the total units of magnetic flux density is Weber per meter square, or you can term as Tesla. So another one is MMF, magnetomotive force. Magnetomotive force, that is nothing but the force experienced by the poles, that is nothing but north pole or maybe a south pole, offered by the flux. Whenever the force must be experienced with the help of poles that may offered with magnetic flux lines is called MMF, magnetomotive force. So whenever we are giving supply to the one circuit, that is nothing but supply to the one circuit is nothing but alternating current is flowing through the circuit. Now that alternating current will touches the number of turns. The product of number of turns and current is nothing but magnetomotive force. MMF is equal to Ni, or maybe we can term as S pi. So here S is nothing but reluctance. What is meant by reluctance? The opposition offered by the flux lines is nothing but reluctance. So S pi, and reluctance is nothing but opposition offered by the flux lines, and in termed as L by A mu. L is nothing but length of the flux lines and A is the area surrounded by the flux lines, and mu is the permeability. Now what is meant by permeability? So it is the ability to do with flow of flux lines. That means the flux lines will flow from north pole to south pole. That mainly allowable with the help of permeability. So permeability mu is equal to B by H. H is the intensity, and permeability may be mu is equal to mu 0 mu r. Mu 0 is nothing but permeability in air, and mu r is nothing but relative permeability. So depending upon the materials, the value of permeability must be changes. And coming to the main concept, self-inductance. Generally, whenever we are giving a alternating voltage to the one circuit, then the alternating current is flowing through the circuit that may experience a MMF that may produce the MMF. That is nothing but EMF will be induced with the help of MMF. Now that flux will be linking with the secondary coil. Then in the secondary coil an EMF will be induced. So that EMF is called self-inductance. So, that is nothing but EMF will be induced. Now the relation between the flux and the current is nothing but inductance. So here psi proportional to I. The flux linkages, how much flux will be interrelated with these two circuits, directly proportional to the current flowing through the supply in the primary circuit. That is nothing but psi proportional to I, or maybe psi is nothing but number of turns into flux. This is nothing but MMF. N pi proportional to I. N pi is equal to Li. L is equal to N pi by I. So this is the inductance formula. And what is the unit of inductance is nothing but Henry. And you can, another unit is nothing but number of turns. Flux is in Weber, I amperes. So Weber turns per ampere is also a unit of inductance, and SI unit is Henry. Now in problems we have to use this formula also. L is equal to N square mu 0 mu r A by L Henry, where N square, N is the number of turns, mu 0 is the permeability in air, and relative permeability, area surrounded by the flux lines and length of the flux. So, and this is the formula utilized to calculate the inductance in different situations. And another one is mutual inductance. Whenever we are giving a supply to the one circuit that may produce flux, that flux lines may interlink with the secondary coil that may induce the voltage. Now the linking between one coil to another coil, that is, there is no electrical connection, there is only mutual connection, mutual induction property. Because of mutual induction property, the flux will be interrelated to these two circuits. That is the mutual inductance. Generally, flux is always proportional to current. Now the flux line is equal to Mi. Suppose the flux produced in the secondary coil is due to the current flowing through the primary coil. Suppose the flux produced in the primary coil is, or one circuit is due to the current produced in the secondary circuit, that is pi 2 is Mi1 or pi 1 is equal to Mi2. So another concept is dot convention, as I earlier discussed about mutual induction principle. So whenever you are giving the supply to the one circuit, current is flowing through that circuit that may produce flux. That flux may interlinking with the secondary coil with the help of mutual induction principle. So how the mutual induction principle must be carried on in between these two circuits is nothing but that may be. So with the help of dot convention, we can clearly know about how the flux will be transferred from one electrical circuit to another electrical circuit. So that is nothing but, suppose the main dot convention is main aim or main utilization or main objective of the dot convention is to find out the polarity of the inductance or mutual inductance. Generally, the self-inductance is not utilized for the dot convention because of self-inductance is used for only single circuit. That's why always the self-inductance value is positive. But coming to the mutual inductance is in between two or more circuits. That's why the flux will be interlinking with the one circuit to another circuit, or one circuit to second circuit, or second to one, or second to third, like that. So that may be alter the value of mutual inductance. That may be positive value or that may be negative value. So depending upon the dot polarity, we have to find out the correct polarity of the mutual induced EMF. Generally, the dot convention mainly find out the help of current leaving or current entering, and it may be dot with the help of dot position, mainly current direction. both in both circuits, both currents are leaving or both currents are entering, or one current is leaving or one current is entering. So depending upon the current positions or current directions, we have to tell about the correct polarity of the mutual induced EMF. Here three main cases are available. So first one is same current direction and different dot positions. So here look at the picture. I1, I2 both are in the primary side. That is nothing but I1 is entering because of dot position. Dot is here. That's why I1 is entering in the circuit. Suppose coming to the secondary terminal, the dot position will be in the below side, but current direction will be at the primary top side. So that's why I2 current must be leaving. So here I1 is entering, I2 is leaving. So at that time, these two dot positions, these two dot positions different to each other. That means here entering, here leaving. That's why the voltage induced in the secondary coil must be negative, and also the mutual induced EMF between these two coils is negative. In similar manner, here second picture, so I1 is leaving, I2 is entering, but these two dot positions are different to each other. That means here leaving, here entering. That's why both are different to each other. The mutual inductance between these two must be negative, and the voltage produced in the secondary circuit is also negative. Here, so in similar manner, so I1 is leaving, I2 is entering. So result is same. Vm is negative and mutual inductance between these two is negative. Here also I1 is entering, I2 is leaving, mutual inductance between these two is negative, and also voltage in the secondary circuit is also negative. Now coming to the second case, so same current direction and same dot position. Same current direction, same dot position. That means both currents are entering or both currents are leaving. So on dot positions also, both dot positions are entering side or both dot positions are leaving side. That means so both dot positions are different is nothing but voltage is negative, mutual inductance value is negative. But coming to the here second case, so both currents are same direction and also same dot position. So mutual inductance between these two circuits is positive. A voltage induced in the secondary circuit is also positive in all four cases like this. So here I1 entering and I2 leaving, I2 also entering because of these two dot positions. So result is voltage and mutual induced in between these two circuits must be positive. Here also both are I1, I2 both are leaving, same dot positions. So Vm is positive and also mutual inductance is also positive. Here in reverse case of these two symbols, so both Vm and M must be positive in these two cases also. So first case, so same current direction but different dot positions. Depending upon the dot positions, the voltage value and the mutual induced EMF value must be varied. So negative because of this one, different dot positions, voltage and mutual inductance must be negative. Same dot positions, mutual induced EMF between two circuits must be positive. Now coming to the third case, different current directions and different dot positions. Say here same current direction, same dot position, positive value. Say different current directions and different dot position, value is also same. Voltage must be positive and also mutual inductance is also positive. The only thing is, so different dot position, then only the mutual induced EMF in between two circuits must be negative value. Here look at the picture. So once again, the I1 is entering, but I2 is also entering. I2 is also, but different directions, different current directions and different dot positions. But I2 is entering, I1 is also entering, both are entering. That's why mutual induced between these two is positive and Vm is also positive. And this one, I1 is leaving, I2 is also leaving, and both, that is nothing but both are leaving. I1 and I2 are leaving, but two different dot positions. Because of I1, I2 different, mutual induced EMF also different. That's why the mutual induced EMF is positive and voltage is also positive, and the remaining two is also exactly opposite of these two diagrams. Simply say that, so same current direction and same dot position, and also different current directions, different dot positions, we are getting the positive mutual induced EMF in between two circuits. Suppose different dot positions and same current direction, then only we are getting the negative value. So to see this video, please subscribe the DBS Talks.